Am I the a-hole for getting someone fired because they pretended to know the language? English is not my first language. I, 27F, decided to apply for my dream job. I have met all the criteria and one of them was to be proficient in my native language, Russian, which I am, since I've grown up in the country speaking and writing in it and have finished school and university where obviously all the subjects are taught in Russian, except English and French/German language classes. I ended up securing the interview with this place and needed to demonstrate the knowledge of Russian, so the person who did the interview started asking me questions in it. However, I could barely understand her. Not only the accent made it incredibly difficult, but the fact that she couldn't build a sentence, but also used incorrect forms of the words and the pronunciation was totally wrong too. In short, it sounded as if she was randomly putting the words in Google Translate and was trying to repeat them over. I have answered all her questions, however I've also noticed she barely made any notes. I decided to let it pass and wait for a verdict. After about 3 months of chasing in silence, I got an email saying I wasn't successful and the reason was that they believed my knowledge of Russian language was poor and insufficient for the job and not up to their standards according to the interviewer. Of course I was confused, since the lady who interviewed me could barely speak the language herself. So I have decided to leave feedback about my experience on one of the job sites, which was made to share info about working at the job and interview process. My review received a fair amount of traction and last week Monday I ended up getting a call from the higher-ups, who listened to my feedback and opened the investigation. On Friday I have found out the lady who interviewed me was dismissed. She and her friends were messaging me on social media calling in a hole, because this job was her only source of income and was struggling. I am now feeling guilty about this and feel like I was in a hole for writing about my experience. Am I the a-hole? The top comment is, not the a-hole, she is scamming her company by pretending to speak a language that she has minimal fluency in. Imagine how many other people she's turned down for jobs. The second comment is, not the a-hole. You were denied a job based on a lie that wasn't yours. That's not on you. It could have been your only source of income too.